Good morning. It is Friday. So let's talk about this weekend. This is the 16th through the 18th, and it's heating up like never before. So, what we have going on today, the moon is still in Capricorn. This is putting Saturn in charge today, Saturn retrograde. So, this is very karmic. Saturn is still making that square with both Mars and Jupiter. Jupiter is actually going to move into the 17th degree today. So it's definitely going to start that whole roadblocks everywhere you turn thing. So listen very closely and pay attention to those roadblocks, because it's very karmic. Like, so there's going to be a lesson here. Anytime that Jupiter or Saturn is involved with something, oftentimes there's like a spiritual lesson involved, okay? So there's something in there that you absolutely have to learn, whether it is learning it the hard way through Saturn or the easy way through Jupiter. There's always something happening there that's something you need to know. And that's really what we have going on to the whole weekend and into next week, actually. So make sure you're paying attention. If something is stopping you, something's getting in your way of moving forward, stop and don't go forward. Do not try to push through it, because something is going to break, okay? Also, again, be very careful driving. We also have Mercury moving into that square with Uranus. So again, this is also being careful driving. In fact, looking at this and looking at the past of some of these transits, planes, trains, and automobiles. If you are traveling, be extra careful, slow down, and just breathe through the frustrations, okay? I had to actually pull this up. There's so much going on this weekend, I couldn't get my head to remember all of it. So again, today, Mars still in a square with Saturn, Jupiter moving into that square with Saturn, and then we have, there's so much here. We have tomorrow on Saturday afternoon, the moon moves into Aquarius, and this is where things are going to start heating up. We have Mercury will still be in that square with Uranus. This is definitely, again, driving, traveling issues, but also communication issues, things coming up that really make you go, what on earth is going on here type of energy. There's going to be a sextile between the moon and Neptune tomorrow afternoon before the moon moves into Aquarius. So there's really some like aha moments this weekend that really kind of throw you off your game and could very well lead to the desire to argue, to get into fights, and to try to stand up for yourself when maybe it's best to just kind of stand back a bit, okay? Then Sunday, we have the Sun-Mercury conjunction. Sorry, there's a lot going on here. This Sun-Mercury conjunction is going to show you a lot of clarity on things from the past, whether that's ideas or conversations. It's in Leo, so this has a lot to do with like your confidence. Did you act in confidence? Did you speak in confidence? Is somebody else kind of throwing their lack of confidence on you? Like, what's going on here? And again, in a square with Uranus. So this can definitely bring up some arguments, some frustrations, some huge clarity on an entire situation, especially situations that involve like how you fit in a group, how that group makes you feel about yourself, your social life, things like that. So really, over the whole weekend, we're looking at how we ourselves belong in the society that we've created around us, whether it's your social life, your work, groups that you're involved in, so on and so forth. On Sunday, Venus is actually going to start moving into that opposition with Saturn as well. It's exact during the full moon, but this is also going to be some roadblocks, having to make decisions when it comes to your money, your values, your relationships, your friendships, your interactions with others. And this could be very difficult. This could be something that either makes or breaks something that has to do with money or relationships or values, okay? So there's either an ending or like a commitment that happens here. Think back to this past summer, not summer, but spring, April through the end of May. What kind of things were started then? What are we closing out now? Or not closing out, but like reaping the rewards of now. Is it gonna shut it down, or is it gonna like solidify it? Okay, so this whole weekend, whole lot of spicy, whole lot of arguments, whole lot of clarity, a lot of secrets coming out. Okay, so really just pay close attention to what you're hearing, what you're seeing, and all of that. Okay, cards. High Priest is the High Priest. Good gosh. In this deck is the High Priest. This is the Hierophant in the traditional deck. This is your spiritual teacher. This is with this Saturn and Jupiter involvement that goes all the way back to the end of 2020. And we're having to make some kind of correction there. This is saying listen to the spiritual lesson that's involved here. Make sure that you are sticking with what you know is right. Don't go off rails. Don't let somebody talk you into something that you know isn't quite right. And definitely just pay attention and listen for those spiritual lessons that are popping up. What we're focusing on is the Wheel of the Year. So this is the Wheel of Fortune. Things are turning. These are all major arcanas. This is a major weekend, okay? The wheel is turning forward. Things are moving forward. Focus on that. Focus on that forward movement that will come out of whatever is happening over this weekend, okay? What we're avoiding is the Hermit, okay? We don't want a hermit. We don't want to hide. We don't want to try to avoid what's going on in these situations and what's going on around us. We need to be present in these changes that are happening, okay? So make sure that you're not just trying to avoid conflict. That's going to go a little south if that's what we're doing, because there is a lot of conflict going on in the sky. And you don't want to hide from that conflict and then miss the lesson that you need in order to be able to move forward, okay? So take care of yourself this weekend, but make sure that you're not taking care of yourself so much that you're trying to hide from reality or letting your boundaries down. Make sure that you are staying strong in your convictions, staying strong in what you know is right, and you are active in your own life this weekend.